All right, so this is the completed prototype number 2, which is the vertical boards. And these, just give an idea of the sizes. These boards are 3 inches by 1 inch. So 3 inches, 3 by 1 inch, right? The top, or the flange rather, those are also 1 inch, and they're also 3 inch. This one, I selected some scraps that I had laying around. It had that stuff going on. It had some live edge on it, which I kept, retained that. It had some really cool texture up on top here. It had a little bit of checking, all stuff that you can use. This is also the one where, because of the spacing, I put, again, this is a prototype, right? So I wasn't super concerned about, filling that in, but I did use Gorilla Glue in there. If I were to make this for a customer or whatever, you basically would not see any seams in there, period. You'd see the two-tone. I made a recommendation that this could also be black walnut or cherry or something. Those fillers could be something different. Some of the things that went, to me, really right, I was able to keep a lot of that texture, but yet this is the saw curve texture, but by putting 2 coats of varnish on it, sanding between, you're able to get it to a point where, like, for instance, our dust rag would not catch on it. Things that went wrong were I should have been a little more careful about. That was the, what do you call it in there? That's that Minwax filler. And I didn't get that out of there beforehand, so then I varnished over the top of it. But again, typically that wouldn't happen. Really nice joints here. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Just look at that. And that's a really good joint. All of these are like that. This, if we were going to do it as a railing, it wouldn't meet code because there's too much of a space. Railings require, and I think they call it the 4-inch rule. It basically is a croquet ball or something like that can't fit through there because you don't want a kid's head getting stuck in there. So this would not be code for a stair railing or a railing of any sort, anything like 3 feet or 2 feet or whatever off the ground, whatever the code is, right? So it would just be more of these if it's going to be done that way. Or I've done a number of them, and I'll try to get a picture of that, where they're smaller because they're probably only about 1.5 inches, 2 inches vertical, and then doing it the same way. Would I do it this way again? I think so. And it's just a matter of the application, and that's going to be determined by the application, right? But this is the concept, and I'm very pleased with it. Let's see here, what else? I did not install the joinery yet on this one. I just didn't really need to, but this would be the same type of thing. By having that 3 inches going across, and again, this was a scrap wood, right? But because that's 3 inches in there, there's plenty of room for the threaded tenon to get a great grip on something. This, once you're going into 1 inch on the side, I would probably pre-drill. That'll cover when I get into that kind of stuff. Again, there's some really cool stuff going on there. This is some oak that I had laying around, and again, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I'll cover anything else in the Instructable itself, of course, on how I did it, and pluses and minuses of it. But there you go.